There's something about winter that awakens the heart. The chill in the air carries whispers of childhood dreams. Light glitters against frost like jewels in the night. Every corner feels alive with warmth, even in the coldest snow. You walk, and suddenly the world feels softer. A song drifts from a choir, filling the streets with harmony. The scent of spices and pine lingers everywhere. People gather, not just to celebrate, but to belong. It's a season where strangers smile like old friends. Where traditions breathe through every ritual. A simple ornament can hold centuries of meaning. A single candle can brighten the darkest of nights. Families huddle close. Stories pass from one generation to the next. Joy is no longer fleeting. It becomes a way of life. Here, beauty is not found in monuments, but in the glow of togetherness. The nights stretch long, but feel endlessly alive. The cold doesn't bite, it embraces. You don't just visit these places, you carry them with you. They remind you why this season is unlike any other. Strasbourg, France. Strasbourg is more than a city. It's a crossroads of history. Lying along the Rhine River, it has long been a place where France and Germany meet. Here, two cultures merge, two languages intertwine, and two traditions become one. The city was once part of the Roman Empire. It later belonged to the Holy Roman Empire, then to France, then Germany, then back again. This constant shifting gave Strasbourg its layered soul. You feel it in the food, in the architecture, and especially in its traditions. The most famous of these traditions is Christmas. Because if Strasbourg is known for anything, it's for being the capital of Christmas. Every December, the city transforms into a festival that feels centuries old, because it is. The Christkindlesmarkt, its legendary market, has been held here since 1570. That makes Strasbourg the home of one of Europe's very first Christmas markets. Picture this: narrow medieval streets lined with chalets selling gingerbread hearts, nutcrackers, and Alsatian wines. Imagine choirs singing in front of Strasbourg Cathedral, their voices echoing against Gothic stone. Imagine the square at Place Kleber, with its towering Christmas tree glowing against the night sky. The Strasbourg Cathedral itself is part of the magic. Completed in the Middle Ages, its spire rises like a needle into heaven. Inside, stained glass windows scatter winter light across ancient stone. Outside, the market wraps around its base, turning the cathedral into the world's most spectacular backdrop for Christmas. But Strasbourg's magic doesn't stop at the cathedral. Wander into Petite France, the city's most picturesque quarter. Here, canals wind between half-timbered houses, their rooftops dusted with snow. Reflections dance on the icy waters, making the whole district look like a living snow globe. The air is filled with the scent of roasted chestnuts and spiced wine. Children laugh as they glide across ice rinks set up in the squares. Street musicians play carols, their notes blending with the ringing of church bells. And everywhere you turn, lights shimmer like stars caught in the city's embrace. Food is another chapter of Strasbourg's Christmas story. Locals bake bredel, small festive cookies flavored with cinnamon, almonds, or anise. Stalls serve tarte flambée fresh from the oven, warm, smoky, and perfect for cold nights. And glasses of Vin Chaud chase away the winter chill, carrying hints of orange and clove. The city doesn't just decorate, it orchestrates an atmosphere. Each street has its own theme, from angels of light to glowing stars. Every corner feels curated, as if Strasbourg itself were directing a grand holiday play. Even shop windows compete in creativity, transforming simple storefronts into festive artworks. What makes Strasbourg truly unique is its blend of cultures. French elegance meets German tradition, creating a holiday spirit that feels both familiar and new. It is at once refined and rustic, sacred and joyful, historic and timeless. And that duality is exactly what gives Strasbourg its charm. Here, the holiday isn't simply celebrated. It's lived, sung, baked, and shared. It has been perfected over more than 450 years of tradition. And when you leave Strasbourg, you don't just take photos. You carry with you the memory of a city that made Christmas feel eternal. Nuremberg, Germany. Think of the kind of city that feels like it belongs in a storybook. That's Nuremberg, right in the center of Bavaria, Germany. It's a city where history lingers in the air in cobblestones. And when winter comes, it feels like the city was built just for Christmas. The Pegnitz River runs through town, carrying reflections of bridges and lanterns. Old stone walls wrap around the city, almost like a protective hug. Above it all, the Imperial Castle keeps watch, as it has for centuries. It's not just a fortress, it's a symbol of power, faith, and endurance. Nuremberg was once the meeting place of emperors. Imagine royal processions, trumpets, and banners in medieval streets. It was also a center of art, trade, and invention. This is where Albrecht Dürer painted, sketched, and made history with his brush. Walk through the old town, and you'll feel the layers of time. Gothic churches rise like frozen prayers in stone. Market squares hum with life, even in the chill of winter. Timber-framed houses lean in, cozy and timeless. But the real magic begins in December. That's when Nuremberg's Christkindlesmarkt lights up. It's not just a market, it's a tradition that goes back 400 years. Locals wait for it all year long, and travelers fall in love instantly. Imagine stalls lined in red and white, each glowing like tiny cabins. The smell of roasted almonds floats through the cold air. You sip hot mulled wine while church bells echo above you. Everywhere you turn, there's music, laughter, and glittering lights. And then there's the gingerbread. Nürnberger Lebkuchen is world famous, sweetened with honey and warm spices. One bite feels like Christmas itself melting on your tongue. Add a few roasted sausages from the grill, and you're in holiday heaven. What makes it unforgettable is the Christkind. Each year, a young woman dressed in gold plays this role. She opens the market from the balcony of the Frauenkirche with a blessing. It's a tradition that blends faith, history, and pure wonder. If you're chasing that perfect Christmas feeling, Nuremberg delivers it. It's cozy, it's festive, it's full of history and heart. Not just a place to see, Nuremberg is a place to feel. And during Christmas, it feels like magic. Here, past and present meet beneath a canopy of lights. Every snowflake seems to carry a story from centuries ago. And as the market closes at night, the city whispers, inviting you to return again and again. Cologne, Germany. Cologne rests along the mighty Rhine River, one of Europe's great waterways. Its skyline is crowned by the twin spires of Cologne Cathedral, a Gothic masterpiece. This is Germany's fourth largest city, but it feels timeless. Every bridge, tower, and square whispers of centuries past. The city was founded by the Romans almost 2,000 years ago. Back then, it was called Colonia Claudia Era Agrippinensium. Ruins of that empire still live beneath the streets. Mosaic floors and stone walls remind visitors that Cologne is eternal. In the Middle Ages, Cologne became a center of trade and pilgrimage. Its cathedral housed the relics of the three wise men. Pilgrims traveled from all over Europe to kneel before them. And today, the cathedral remains one of the most visited sites in Germany. Culture flows like the Rhine here. Cologne gave the world eau de cologne, a fragrance born in the 18th century. It's a city of museums, art galleries, and lively festivals. From Roman treasures to modern art, it celebrates creativity. But nothing compares to Cologne in winter. When December arrives, the city transforms. Lights spill across the squares, and the air fills with cinnamon and roasted nuts. The Christmas markets awaken with centuries of tradition. The largest and most famous sites at the foot of the cathedral. Hundreds of red huts cluster beneath its towering spires. Craftsmen sell ornaments, toys, and handmade gifts. Choirs sing carols that echo across the plaza. Sip a steaming mug of glühwein as you wander the stalls. Try the local treats: roasted almonds, stollen, and spiced mulled cider. The scent alone feels like Christmas wrapped in warmth. Children laugh on carousels, their joy lighting the night. Cologne doesn't stop at one market, it celebrates with 7. Each has its own theme, from maritime to medieval. The altar mark becomes a winter wonderland of ice skating. The old town glows with lanterns and laughter. Visiting Cologne at Christmas is more than sightseeing. It's experiencing a city where history, faith, and festivity unite. Here, the season feels both grand and intimate. And when the cathedral bells ring on Christmas Eve, the world feels whole. Cologne's Christmas is not just an event, it's a memory that lingers. It's a feeling you carry long after the lights fade. And for many, it becomes a promise to return, to relive, and to believe in the magic again. Munich, Germany. Let me take you to Munich in December. It's pure magic. Imagine standing in Marienplatz, snow falling on the cobblestones. The Rathaus glows in Gothic splendor, and carols drift through the air. It feels like a scene straight out of a Christmas movie. Munich has always been a city of stories. It began with monks building a small settlement in the 12th century. From there, it grew into Bavaria's proud capital. Today, it's a mix of history, culture, and big holiday spirit. You can't miss the Frauenkirche. Those twin domes are the soul of Munich's skyline. And right below them, the Glockenspiel performance is a delight. It tells old legends with moving figures and ringing bells. But the best part? The Christmas season. This is when Munich transforms into a wonderland. Every street sparkles with lights, and every corner smells like cinnamon. The city feels like it's wrapped in holiday cheer. The main market in Marienplatz is unforgettable. Dozens of stalls sell ornaments, gingerbread, and warm drinks. The air is alive with music and chatter. It's festive, cozy, and full of Bavarian charm. Want something unique? Visit the Krippenmarkt, where nativity scenes come to life. Tiny figures, hand-carved and hand-painted, tell timeless stories. It's tradition you can hold in your hands. Munich goes even further with theme markets. There's a medieval one that feels like stepping back in time. The Tollwood Festival adds food, concerts, and international flavors. It's Christmas with a twist of culture. Walking through Munich in December feels special. You sip Glühwein, the steam warming your face. You hear laughter mixing with bells and choirs. And you realize this isn't just a holiday, it's an experience. Munich celebrates big, but it also feels personal. It's grand squares and tiny details, all at once. And when the snow falls quietly at night, Munich glows like the heart of Christmas itself. Here, the city is more than a backdrop. It becomes part of the story. Every lantern, every melody, every flavor is an invitation. And as the night deepens, you understand. Munich doesn't just celebrate Christmas, it embodies it. Prague, Czech Republic. If you want Christmas to feel like a fairy tale, go to Prague. Right in the heart of Europe, this city has it all: history, beauty, and magic. The Vltava River cuts through its center, bridges linking old to new. And And when December comes, Prague feels like it was built for the holidays. The skyline alone is breathtaking. Castles, spires, domes. It's like a painting. Prague Castle looms above it all, glowing at night like a crown. And the Charles Bridge, covered in snow. It's unforgettable. Everywhere you walk, history surrounds you. The astronomical clock in Old Town still chimes after 600 years. The Gothic Church of Our Lady before Tin towers like something out of legend. And the cobbled streets twist like a maze from the Middle Ages. But here's the best part: Christmas in Prague. The Old Town Square turns into a winter wonderland. There's a massive tree, lights shining against dark Gothic towers. And the market stalls? They feel like little cabins from a storybook. The smell of roasted ham and cinnamon rolls pulls you in. You warm your hands with a cup of hot mulled wine. And you taste Tripedia, a pastry so sweet it feels like Christmas itself. It's food, it's tradition, it's joy, all in one bite. Music floats everywhere. Carolers sing in the squares, and choirs echo in old churches. You hear bells ringing across rooftops dusted with snow. It's festive, cozy, and unforgettable. And Prague doesn't stop at one market. Wenceslas Square has its own holiday glow. Neighborhoods sparkle with smaller markets, each unique. It's a city that knows how to celebrate. Prague is both grand and intimate. It makes you feel like part of something bigger, but also at home. And when you see the Christmas tree lights reflecting on ancient stone, you realize this isn't just a trip, it's a memory for life. Here, every square becomes a stage for joy. Every bridge feels like a passage into wonder. Every tower tells a story written in stone and snow. And every nightfall reminds you, Prague at Christmas is pure enchantment. The city doesn't just shine, it glows with centuries of tradition. It invites travelers to slow down, to wander, to believe again. Even the cold feels warm when wrapped in Prague's holiday spirit. Because here, Christmas isn't just celebrated, it's lived. Vienna, Austria. Vienna doesn't reveal itself all at once. It begins with a whisper, the sound of church bells drifting across the Danube. Then the streets unfold, cobblestones echoing with centuries of footsteps. You walk past Gothic towers and Baroque palaces, each holding secrets. Schönbrunn Palace remembers emperors, empresses, masked balls. The Hofburg still carries the weight of an empire. Even the cafes feel eternal, as if time sits with you at the table. A cup of coffee here is not a drink, it's a ritual. Music floats everywhere, like the city itself is humming. It's not surprising. Vienna raised Mozart, welcomed Beethoven, celebrated Strauss. Yet winter changes the story. Vienna dresses in silence and sparkle. Snow softens the city, but lights sharpen its edges. Suddenly, every street looks like a fairy tale scene. The Christmas markets are the beating heart of this season. At Rathausplatz, the Gothic towers glow like fire against the night. Wooden stalls line the square, glowing with red, gold, green. You find ornaments painted by hand, toys carved in secret workshops. The scent of cinnamon and clove follows you like a shadow. Children's laughter rises from the ice rink, echoing into the cold sky. But Vienna's Christmas isn't only in its markets. It hides in cathedral choirs singing ancient hymns. It lingers in side streets lit with lanterns. It waits in the warmth of a pastry shop at midnight. Every corner seems to hold a small miracle. Stephan's Dome becomes a guardian of winter wonder. The Belvedere glimmers, reflected in frozen fountains. Schönbrunn hosts a Christmas stage where music keeps history alive. The Danube flows quietly, watching centuries of traditions repeat. Vienna in December feels like a story you've always known, but never read. The city speaks in whispers, of emperors, of musicians, of faith. And Christmas makes the whispers sing. You taste it in a sip of mulled wine. You hear it in a violinist playing under falling snow. You see it in the glow of candles flickering on windowsills. Vienna doesn't tell you it's magical. You discover it. Each step reveals another secret, another shimmer. Each street pulls you deeper into the fairy tale. You don't just visit Vienna at Christmas. You wander into a story and leave carrying its light forever. Zagreb, Croatia. There are cities that decorate for Christmas, and then there's Zagreb, a city that becomes Christmas itself. Resting gently between the slopes of Medvednica Mountain and the Sava River, Croatia's capital looks as if it were painted just for the winter season. The air carries the hush of falling snow, the hum of distant choirs, and the scent of cinnamon, roasted almonds, and mulled wine. Zagreb is old, but its soul feels timeless, a delicate balance between its medieval heart and its youthful spirit. Cobblestone streets weave through Gothic cathedrals, pastel houses, and arcaded courtyards, each whispering stories from centuries past. The upper town, with its ancient walls and glowing lanterns, feels like a secret world suspended in time. From the St. Mark's Church, its colorful tiled roof glistens like a jewel against the winter sky. Just below, the lower town unfolds. Broad avenues, Austro-Hungarian facades, and grand squares sparkling with festive lights. It's a city that wears its history gracefully, yet every December, Zagreb is reborn as something brighter, warmer, and utterly enchanting. The Advent in Zagreb festival, repeatedly crowned Europe's best Christmas market, transforms the city into a glowing wonderland. The streets become rivers of light and laughter, flowing from Ban Jelacic Square to Zrinjevac Park. Wooden chalets line the boulevards, bursting with handcrafted ornaments, wool scarves, and sweet treats that taste like home. Locals sip steaming cups of Kuhano vino, Croatia's take on mulled wine, while music from live bands and choirs fills the crisp night air. In Zrinjevac, the park's trees sparkle with 1,000 white lights, and couples waltz beneath the glowing branches. You can hear violins echoing softly between the pavilions, as if the city itself is humming a Christmas lullaby. Around every corner, Zagreb invites you to slow down, to breathe, to feel the heartbeat of the season. Children ride the small train through the decorated streets, while ice skaters glide gracefully in King Tomislav Square beneath the glow of the art pavilion. The scent of freshly baked frutul, tiny sugared donuts, wraps around you like nostalgia. Every taste, every sound, every sparkle carries the spirit of warmth and togetherness. Zagreb's architecture, a graceful mix of Baroque, Art Nouveau, and neoclassical, looks even more regal under the blanket of snow. Street musicians play carols that blend old Croatian folk tunes with timeless Christmas melodies. The city's trams, draped in fairy lights, clatter through the night like glowing carriages from another era. In the upper town, lanterns light narrow lanes that lead to cozy taverns serving hearty winter dishes and laughter that spills into the cold. The cathedral bells mark each passing hour, as if counting down to Christmas Eve itself. And when midnight comes, the entire city seems to pause, snow falling softly, music fading, candles flickering in church windows. For a moment, Zagreb becomes utterly still, utterly perfect. Christmas here isn't about extravagance, it's about heart. It's about how a small capital in a small country can feel infinite in its warmth. It's about the sense that time itself slows down, that winter is not an ending, but a gentle beginning. The people of Zagreb don't just celebrate, they share. They invite you in, with a smile, with a song, with a glass of wine. You realize that this is not a place you simply visit, it's a feeling you carry home. The way lights shimmer through the snowfall. The way laughter warms the coldest night. The way the cathedral spires pierce through clouds of white and gold. Zagreb, in December, feels like a promise kept between earth and sky. It's where music meets memory. Where the old embraces the new. Where winter doesn't silence life, it amplifies it. And as you walk its glowing streets, you'll understand, Christmas isn't found in gifts or glitter. It's found right here, in Zagreb, glowing softly beneath the Croatian winter sky. A city that turns December into poetry. A city that reminds the world that warmth doesn't need to shout, it just needs to shine. Every flake that falls carries a memory. Every song that rises carries a story. Every heart that visits carries it forever. Because Zagreb is not just one of the world's top Christmas cities, it is the soul of winter itself. A place where lights dance and time stands still. Welcome to Zagreb, Croatia's eternal waltz of wonder. Tallinn, Estonia. Picture a city where medieval walls meet holiday lights, where snowflakes dance in the glow of lanterns, and where every step feels like walking into a storybook. This is Tallinn. Perched on Estonia's northern coast, it is a city that has always been a bridge between worlds, Nordic and Baltic, East and West. Its Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is not just preserved but alive, filled with color, music, and joy. December here feels like a gift, wrapped in snow and tied with strings of light. The heart of the celebration is the Christmas market at Town Hall Square. It's not just famous, it's legendary. The place where Europe's first public Christmas tree stood over 500 years ago. Today, that tradition continues, and the square becomes the city's living room. Families stroll hand in hand, warming themselves with cups of glogi. Children run in circles around the giant tree, their laughter echoing between medieval walls. Musicians play folk tunes and carols, while dancers spin in bright winter costumes. Vendors call out with cheerful voices, offering gingerbread cookies shaped like stars and hearts. You find handmade wool scarves, mittens, and hats, perfect for the northern cold. Wooden toys, delicate glass ornaments, and candles fill the stalls with color. The smell of roasted pork, fried potatoes, and fresh pastries drifts through the square. Tallinn's Christmas is as much about taste as it is about sight. You sip hot chocolate so thick it feels like velvet. You bite into sweet marzipan, a treat the city has made for centuries. You crunch on gingerbread so spiced it warms you from the inside out. But it's not only food that warms you here, it's people. Locals share stories, songs, and smiles with travelers as though they've known them forever. The city feels like a gathering, not a performance. Even as snow falls, the air is filled with warmth. Streets outside the market glow with lanterns strung from one building to the next. Church bells ring across the rooftops, adding rhythm to the night. Ice skating rinks open, children holding hands and gliding under lights. Cafes become sanctuaries, where steam curls from mugs and laughter fills the air. You feel like you're not just visiting, but joining a tradition older than memory. Tallinn doesn't rush you, it invites you to slow down. To breathe in the pine-scented air, to listen to choirs singing in Estonian, to let the snow settle gently on your shoulders. It's festive, but it's also intimate. It's joyful, but it's also sincere. You realize that here, Christmas isn't about spectacle, it's about connection. It's about gathering together, despite the cold, because warmth comes from each other. Every stall, every song, every smile is part of the same story. Tallinn feels smaller than other capitals, but that's its charm. It feels personal. It feels like it belongs to you. You leave not only with souvenirs, but with moments stitched into memory. The sound of bells, the taste of spiced wine, the glow of candles in frosted windows. And when the night falls, the city doesn't grow dark, it glows brighter. Tallinn at Christmas is like stepping into a heartbeat. A rhythm of laughter, music, and snow. You can't help but join in. You clap to the music. You share the food. You become part of the festival. The market doesn't just sell things, it gives experiences. The city doesn't just decorate, it transforms. The people don't just welcome you, they embrace you. Here, Christmas is alive, not in fireworks or grandeur, but in the details. In the mittens knitted with love, in the songs sung from memory, in the fires lit against the night. Tallinn reminds you that joy is simple. That magic is found in togetherness. And that sometimes the smallest cities shine the brightest. Budapest, Hungary. Resting proudly on both banks of the Danube, Budapest glimmers like a crown of lights, with the Buda Hills rising in quiet majesty on one side and Pest spreading in elegant rhythm on the other. The chain bridge, draped in frost and sparkle, connects not just two parts of the city, but two worlds, old and new, historic and modern, always alive yet eternally timeless. Above it all, Buda Castle stands regal, its Baroque facades dusted with snow, glowing softly as if wrapped in centuries of memory. From Fisherman's Bastion, the city unfolds like a painted tapestry, towers and rooftops shining under the silvery winter sky. The Parliament building rises along the Danube like a Gothic dream carved in stone, its spires reaching for heaven, while the river mirrors its lights in gentle ripples. Budapest's geography is poetry itself. Rolling hill, broad boulevards, and the life-giving river that turns to glass when frozen by winter's breath. History is everywhere. Roman ruins echo under the city. Ottoman baths steam against the cold, and Austro-Hungarian grandeur still shapes its boulevards. Yet in December, all of this transforms. The city becomes not a capital, but a celebration. a cathedral of light, music, and wonder. At Vörösmarty Square, the Christmas market bursts alive, framed by 19th century facades glowing like golden backdrops to the season's theater. Wooden stalls spill over with handmade crafts, ceramics, jewelry, and folk embroidery that tell stories of Hungarian tradition with every stitch. The air is thick with aromas of roasted chestnuts, grilled sausages, cinnamon pastries, and mulled wine simmering in copper kettles. You hear choirs singing carols in Hungarian, their voices strong, warm, and filled with heritage, carrying across the square like hymns of belonging. Lights cascade across Andrássy Avenue, turning one of Europe's grandest boulevards into a corridor of stars. The basilica, magnificent in size and grace, becomes a stage for an extraordinary Christmas fair, its steps glowing under the shadow of its majestic dome. Here, a 3D light show dances across the church facade, weaving stories of angels, nativity, and Hungarian folklore in colors that feel both ancient and new. Skaters glide on the ice rink in front of Vajdahunyad Castle, where Gothic turrets, Renaissance arches, and Baroque wings meet in one fairy tale palace. The whole city is wrapped in light, bridges glowing, streets shimmering, trams glittering like moving constellations through the night. Budapest's tram, especially the number 2 line along the Danube, turn into floating rivers of gold, carrying travelers through scenes of illuminated wonder. And everywhere you go, there is music, not only from carolers, but from orchestras and street performers, blending tradition with joy. Christmas here is not a decoration, but a devotion, a way of honoring past, present, and hope all at once. You taste it in kurtoskalax, the chimney cake rolled in sugar and cinnamon, warm and sweet against the cold night. You sip it in hot wine, spiced with cloves and oranges, each cup like a hug from history itself. You hear it in violins playing Hungarian folk songs, notes curling into the frosty air like prayers. You feel it in the warm glow of lanterns hung in windows, where families gather for dinner. Even the Danube seems to pause in December, holding its breath under the bridges wrapped in light. The city becomes not just a place, but a memory unfolding in real time. Buda's hills echo with quiet, while Pest hums with celebration, a perfect harmony of silence and song. The architecture shines brighter in the season, each building a monument of stone wrapped in garlands of light. Budapest is not loud in its magic, it is profound, like a symphony that grows slowly until it fills your soul. You wander through its streets not as a tourist, but as a guest of centuries-old tradition. The markets are not just places to shop, but places to belong, to stand together in the glow of the season. Even the smallest stalls feel like shrines to heritage, each gift a story, each treat a piece of history. The churches hold midnight masses filled with music, the kind that makes even strangers feel united. The city doesn't simply welcome Christmas, it wears it like a crown, proud and radiant. Each night, as the snow falls and the lights shimmer, Budapest seems to step out of time, into legend. It becomes the capital of wonder, the capital of warmth, the capital of winter's heart. You realize that here, Christmas is not about presents or decorations, but about presence, about being here, now, together. The streets teach you that joy is shared, not bought. The lights remind you that beauty is most powerful when it shines in darkness. And the music tells you that tradition lives not in books, but in voices carried through cold air. Budapest is not just magical in December, it is eternal in December. It reveals a side of itself that feels ancient yet alive, like a fairy tale unfolding before your eyes. To stand in its markets, to cross its bridges, to see its churches lit against the winter sky, is to understand why Christmas matters. It matters because it transforms cities into sanctuaries and strangers into families. And in Budapest, that sanctuary glows brighter than anywhere else, a light on the Danube that lingers long after the season ends. London, England. London is not only a city, but a grand stage where history and imagination meet. And at Christmas, that stage is lit brighter than ever. Along the River Thames, bridges glow like jeweled threads, tying centuries of culture into one luminous necklace. The silhouette of Big Ben rises in solemn grace, its clock face gleaming in the crisp December night like a guardian of time. The Houses of Parliament stand proud, draped in golden light, as though whispering the stories of 1,000 winters past. Across the river, the London Eye spins slowly, not just a wheel, but a circle of stars against the frosty sky. The city's geography is a canvas where tradition and modernity brush against each other like oil and water, creating shimmering contrast. Palaces, cathedrals, and glass towers coexist in harmony, their reflections dancing across wet cobblestones kissed by rain and snow. And then, when December comes, the entire city becomes a cathedral of light. Regent Street transforms into an avenue of angels, with wings of light spreading above the traffic like heavenly guardians. Oxford Street shines in endless cascades of stars, wrapping shoppers in a celestial glow. Covent Garden blossoms with giant ornaments and Christmas trees so tall they seem to touch the clouds. Here, the air is perfumed with roasted chestnuts and mulled wine, a scent that belongs only to London at Christmas. Trafalgar Square becomes the city's hearth, where Norway's annual gift, a towering Christmas tree, stands tall as a symbol of gratitude and friendship. Carols echo beneath the tree, voices lifted together as though the whole city were one choir. The architecture of London becomes more than stone and steel. It becomes a stage for winter's theater. The Tower Bridge gleams like a crown, its turrets dusted with frost. St. Paul's Cathedral stands majestic, its dome silhouetted against a sky full of stars. The royal parks lie silent, their lakes frozen, their paths lined with lamps that glow like pearls scattered across velvet. The palaces of London shine like jewels, each one holding centuries of tradition, yet dressed anew in Christmas splendor. Even Buckingham Palace feels softer in December, its gates framed with garlands and its windows glowing with warmth. London's Christmas markets weave together elegance and joy, with South Bank and Leicester Square buzzing like festive salons under the winter sky. Stalls brim with artisan crafts, crystal ornaments, and hand-stitched scarves, each one telling a story of care and tradition. The taste of mince pies and figgy pudding feels like history sweetened with sugar, a flavor as timeless as Dickens' words. Mulled wine warms the hands, gingerbread warms the heart, and together they warm the city itself. London doesn't just celebrate Christmas, it elevates it, turning it into a spectacle of elegance and grace. Choirs fill Westminster Abbey with harmonies that soar higher than the cathedral vaults, filling even the air with reverence. Concert halls and theaters come alive with candlelit performances, where Handel's Messiah resounds as if sung for the first time. Skaters glide across the ice at Somerset House, framed by neoclassical arches bathed in blue light. Every square, every corner, every shop window feels like part of a grand orchestration designed to inspire awe. London is vast, yet December makes it intimate, as though the lights were meant only for you. Walking through Mayfair's lantern-lit streets, you feel the elegance of centuries distilled into one shining evening. The grandeur is never cold. It is warm, like a hand extended, like a tradition shared. London at Christmas is not just beautiful, it is majestic, reminding us of the city's timeless place in history. And yet, the beauty is never distant. It invites you in, closer and closer, until you feel part of its glow. Each building is more than architecture. It is a candle of memory lit against the dark. Each bridge is more than stone. It is a ribbon tying past to present. Each choir song is more than music. It is a prayer for light in the longest night. Here, Christmas is not fleeting. It is eternal, echoing across centuries like bells in the frost. London doesn't simply mark the holiday, it embodies the spirit of grace, grandeur, and joy. And in December, the city becomes a jewel box open to the world. To walk through it is to wander inside a dream. To hear it is to listen to history sing. To taste it is to savor tradition alive in every moment. London is not just magical in winter, it is winter's masterpiece. And once you've seen it, you carry its brilliance forever, like a light that refuses to fade.